What's going on, everyone? Craig here from All Tech Together, bringing you another product review, and today we're looking at the Creative Pebble 2.0 speakers. Now, full disclosure, these were sent to me by Creative, but I am still going to give you guys a 100% unbiased opinion on these little speakers here. So, without any further talking, let's get into it. So, anytime I look at a new set of speakers, I always have to take cost into consideration. A lot of the problems with YouTubers nowadays, and some of the larger creators anyways, is that the only thing they're getting sent to them are these big budget speakers. Now, these aren't big budget speakers. These speakers only run $24.99 American or US dollars. So these are very budget oriented speakers. Not everybody out there needs a Sonos speaker or a Bose speaker or even the Sound Blaster Katana that I've shown in my previous videos. They're too expensive. People need just a 2.0 little system that will feed their needs. So let's take a look and see if these little speakers can feed that need. When I first pulled these speakers out of the box, I was very impressed with the build quality. I'll put this one down just for a second. I'll hold up the right one. So they're made of a hard matte plastic. Now it should be noted that these do come in two different colors. They'll come in the black and in the white. So it's really nice to help sort of match up your setup out there. In the front, it has a 2-inch speaker. And then on the right side here, it has the volume and power knob. I don't have them plugged in right now, but this light will turn green when they're on, and you can turn the volume up and down. And then on the back, you have a sort of a bass, passive bass sort of a speaker here that helps with that low end that a lot of these budget speakers are lacking. We'll talk more about that later. Now, connectivity wise on these speakers, it comes with a Type A USB connector and a 3.5 millimeter connector. And again, we'll talk more about these little guys a little bit later. These speakers do have sort of a little neat feature. They are tilted at a 45-degree angle. And Sound Blaster says that this is going to help project that sound across a wider soundstage. And in my testing, I think that they're correct. Now, it could be a little bit of a gimmick, but instead of shooting it straight at people, right at their stomachs or chests and whatnot, it shoots it more up into the air, closer towards the ears, and you do get a better sound and a more of a room-filling sound with these speakers. So that's actually really nice, because a lot of these times when you have these sort of a speaker, it's a lot of marketing jargon. Now on the bottom you also do get a nice rubber, sort of a sticky plastic rubber that these won't slide around on your table very easily, which is nice. It keeps them in place because these things are sort of set beside a laptop or a, I have mine hooked up, these ones hooked up when they're not being reviewed anyways, to my Echo, my Amazon Echo. I don't remember it's the medium one. I don't remember exactly the name of it, but it gives that speaker a much better sound quality. So when we start talking about sound quality here, we have to keep in mind that this is a $25 2.0 speaker system. This is not going to compete with Bose, Sonos, other Sound Blaster, Creative Sound Blaster speakers. This isn't even going to compete with anything of that nature, because it's not meant to. This is meant to be budget oriented for people who want to spend very little on sound, and that is fine. That is a good place for these. Now, for the price, this sound is good. I'm not going to say it's amazing. I'm not going to say it's the best speakers I've ever heard, because they're simply not. For $25, they're pretty dang good. They do give you a good high notes, a lot of treble, stuff like that. They give some good mids. It's really good sound separation from the voices to the instruments, which is really, really nice to hear in a budget-friendly speaker. They do have this sort of a bass, passive bass on the back, which does add a small amount of low end. You don't get thumping bass by any stretch. You are not going to have a party with these and blow anybody's brain away. But for just some nice, easy home listening, these speakers really do add a certain amount of sound quality to an otherwise poor laptop speaker configuration or the Amazon Echo anything like that. So all in all, I would say for the price, this sound is good. Not great, not terrible, nice and good. So I've spent the last little bit speaking on how much I do enjoy these speakers, and I really do. Unfortunately, not all is perfect with these speakers, and we're going to talk about a couple things here. When I see a speaker set like this, I automatically think to myself, maybe this is my fault, portability. I think to myself, this is going to be moved around with a laptop, taking them on maybe some business trips for some small projects, things like that, right? Just for some better speakers as opposed to your laptop speakers. When I think of portability with these, I think I wouldn't do it. The reason being is, if I get close here to the screen with this speaker, this 2-inch front speaker port is open, basically no protection. So I can push this in with my finger quite easily. You put this in a bag, the wrong thing hits it in the center of that driver, you're gonna tear this rubber dome on the outside. And the same goes with this back speaker port, the back, and this one really goes in for this bass port. The wrong thing hits this, gets a sort of a push on it, you could ruin these speakers very quickly. So that right there is sort of a knock against these. The build quality for a stationary set is good, but you start moving these around, I would be concerned about them not lasting. The other thing, and I've said this before in other videos, I do not like it when manufacturers hardline in connectors. Now, I understand their speakers and there has to be a speaker wire going from the right to the left speaker. That's fine. But the USB and the mini jack, or the 3.5 millimeter connector, I prefer if these would be replaceable. Because if they're for traveling, you're going to cause a problem if this ever breaks. Now, the budget-friendly price, hey, you could buy a new set. It's not going to cost you an arm and a leg. So that's more of a little bit of a nitpick. The last thing I want to bring up for the downsides of this speaker set is you can't just run it off the 3.5 millimeter jack or the USB. You must have them both plugged in. So when you're going to have a music on your laptop, things like that, you have to have the USB in for power, and you have to have the 3.5 millimeter in for headphones or for sound out, which can really cause a problem because you don't want to have to take up a 3.5 millimeter jack sometimes and a USB port just to power this. So for me, for my Amazon Echo, what I had to do was buy a wall wart, plug the USB into the power bar down below, and then 3.5 millimeter jack to the speaker itself. So right there, that is sort of a little bit of a pain in the butt having to run two cords. So now for sort of my final thoughts on these speakers. The build quality is really good. These things, I think, other than the open drivers, if these are stationary, they are very, very good that way. Sound quality is also really, really decent for the price, and I can't stress that enough. I don't think that these are going to be the be-all end-all speakers, but for the price, they are really good. Connectivity is fine as long as you're okay with the USB-A and the 3.5 millimeter jack hooked together. So all in all, I think these are a pretty decent buy for the price. Again, my name is Craig from All Tech Together, and please feel free to hit that subscribe button if you like what I do here, and leave a comment. I'd love to hear back from you. And remember, when this channel hits 500 subscribers, I want to give away a $150 Amazon gift card, and I'm strongly considering doing some more giveaways here sooner. So please, feel free, let me know what you guys want to get from me. Let me know what you want to see from this channel. Do you like the video game reviews? Do you like the product reviews? I like doing them both. They're both lots of fun. And so let me know. I'd love to hear back from you out there in the internet. So again, I'm Craig from All Tech Together, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.